こえてるね。
Hey Midori, so we have many different things we have to learn. Space station systems, how to do a spacewalk, how to use robotic arm. For me, I think the most difficult thing though is learning the Russian language. Because we are an international space station, we have to learn to speak Russian, and that is very challenging. Over. Ayano, the launch was absolutely amazing. I was very, very excited, and when the rocket motor started up and we started to move and felt that acceleration, it was an amazing experience. Over. Mana, it takes only 8.5 minutes to get from Earth into low Earth orbit when we turn the engines off and we're floating. However, it took us 17 hours to get to the ISS, and it really just depends on the launch time and the position of the space station when you launch. When I flew in the Soyuz rocket 7 years ago, it only took about 6 hours. Over. Tomoki, the answer is that it is both. When we're in direct sunlight, it can be up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. When we're in the shadow, it can be minus 250 degrees. And so the space station itself, it's the thermal protection and maintaining temperature is very important for us. Over. If you put the space station on the ground, it would cover about the size of an American football field or a soccer field. And we have the internal volume is about the size of a 5-bedroom house. And so we've actually got plenty of room. Over. Kenta, having a place where we can gather together as a crew is very important, but also having a place that is our own private space is important. And so we each have our own rooms. It's about the size of a small closet. We call them our crew quarters. Over. Anna, great question. Honestly, it would be my family. I would love for my children and my wife to have this experience, to see the Earth from this vantage point, to be able to float, but unfortunately I wasn't able to bring them with. Over. Akari, the answer is very carefully. It's so easy for food to escape and start floating away, for liquids to jump out and to make a big mess. And so all of our drinks are in a metallic pouch, and all of our food, we just have to be very careful when we're eating. Over. Emma, it's a great question. Food is so important on the ground. It's just as important in space. We use it to obviously stay healthy, but we use it to celebrate and commiserate. We don't really have a whole lot of special food, but sometimes we'll try to make a cake. We have these things called maple muffin tops, and so we'll put 3 of those together and maybe use some fruit in the middle, and we can make a cake out of it. And that's how we've celebrated our friends' birthdays. Over. There's no bath or shower in the ISS. We use washcloths and put water on it to bathe. So it's not quite as nice as taking a hot shower, but it keeps us clean. Over. Inanna, the answer is very, very well. So inside our crew quarters, inside our small private rooms, I have a sleeping bag. And so at night, I will climb into my sleeping bag, and then I will just free float. I'll float around inside my crew quarters in the sleeping bag, and it feels like sleeping on a cloud. Over. Tomoki, it's a really good question. Unfortunately, water is a premium, and so we don't wash our clothes. So we wear our clothes a little bit longer than we would wear them on the ground, but then we throw them away and put on new clothes. So a t-shirt for me lasts about a week. Pants have to last about a month. Over. go. We spend our free time taking advantage of this amazing location. So we like to look back at the Earth, to look at the clouds and the sun, the sunlight. We look at places where we visited and places where we want to visit. And then we also spend time hanging out together. Over. Thank you, Kitty. I love using the amateur radio, so especially for contacts like this where I get to talk with students like you. But also, I like to use it to try and contact people on the Earth just as we're flying over, and I think people really enjoy that as well. Over. Takahiro, it's very challenging when we open a bag. Everything wants to fly out. So something that's very simple on the Earth, opening a bag and figuring out what's inside, counting what's inside is very easy. Up here, everything wants to float away and get lost. So that is very challenging. Over. Marco, thank you for the question. The Earth is absolutely beautiful, and so most of our windows point down, and we just look at the Earth. And so seeing the Earth at night, in the day, in the morning, in the evening, seeing the different weather patterns, the Earth is absolutely beautiful. We don't have many windows pointing upwards, however, so unfortunately we don't get to see the night sky as much. Over. Yuma, it's a great question. Right now we're scheduled to come back in early October. I'm looking forward to seeing my family and being back with my family and friends. Over. Yeah, Rena, great question. When we get back to Earth, unfortunately, it feels very uncomfortable. We're not used to gravity, and so having gravity pull down on us as we're trying to walk, sit, sleep, it can be uncomfortable. Most of us have some sore muscles, some low back pain for about a month, but then we get used to being back on Earth. Over. For the opportunity to chat with you all today. Again, congratulations on your 50th anniversary. I wish you all the very best and encourage you to continue to work hard, reach for the stars, and best wishes from NA1SS. Take care, 8 November 350 Kilo. Goodbye. Best wishes. Bye.